So this is my last day in Mexico City. After 2 days of going pretty hard, getting in like 20,000 steps a day, I think today I'm just gonna take it slow and kind of take in the neighborhood at a more relaxed pace. I'll probably just be sticking around Roma Norte and Condesa. These are two neighborhoods that have really transformed in the last 4 years since COVID, to the point where it's probably pretty unrecognizable to the locals in the area. This is in part due to international investors and foreigners with more buying power essentially gentrifying the area. So I'm going to try to capture a little bit of both sides of the neighborhood. I love coffee shops, vintage shops, and cocktail bars like the next guy, but I also really value authenticity. So we'll kind of visit both worlds and try to get some visuals of old Roma and new.
I stayed in this gorgeous house nestled in the middle of Roma Norte. My host was born in the neighborhood and grew up in this home. He recently converted it into a B&B once it was undeniable what direction the neighborhood was going. For him, there are pros and cons to this recent development. As a host, his livelihood leans heavily on tourism, but it's also frustrating to see the neighborhood's character being reshaped by wealthy foreigners. The growth has been so rapid, he has a hard time keeping up with the neighborhood's transformation, and he often discovers new spots from the visitors he hosts. A block away sits the now famous Panaderia Rosetta. Wake up late, and it's sure to be packed with guests. You'll know when you're close. Tourists line the streets waiting to order. English conversations dominate the air. While the quality and expert technique of the bakery are undeniable, it can be argued that many of these tourists would be able to find similar pastries back home, with the exception of some Mexican-leaning menu selections, of course. It feels like a homogenous and social media-fueled choice in a country that boasts one of the few UNESCO-recognized cuisines, the result of an increasingly globalized culinary landscape. Meanwhile, across the street, vendors establish themselves and mariachi bands approach the crowd, knowing the demographic this particular block attracts. There's money to be made. But the neighborhood's not all lost. Stop at any of the street food vendors and you'll rub shoulders with Mexican residents, either on their way to work or enjoying a peaceful morning on the tree-lined streets of Roma. I've had some of the best tacos I've ever had within a mile radius of my host's home, effortlessly stumbling on some true gems. It's also an ideal setting to have conversations with locals and make a true connection with the people of Mexico. Even in my broken Spanish, I've been approached and enjoyed full conversations about my photography goals, my recent marriage to my wife, and their amusement at how much hot sauce I would handle. They always get a laugh at me explaining in full Spanish that I am Filipino and cannot, in fact, actually speak Spanish fluently. These are the moments that matter, where you truly get what you put in and make traveling such a fulfilling experience. Mexico City is having its moment, and why not? It's a city overflowing with beauty and culture. With that said, I hope there's an equilibrium that can exist between Mexico City flourishing in the international spotlight and its ability to retain its roots, identity, and culture. It's a tough balance to strike, and a common struggle that desirable international cities are experiencing all around the world. I hope foreigners can be mindful of where and who our money goes to when we visit. Eat at the street stalls, shop at the markets, venture out of the expat neighborhoods. It's worth making that connection with the community, paying our respects to the culture of origin and the people that make the country special.